I'm changing lives on my 300 world tour. You gonna be the next person? By the way, I'm not gonna be here long because I'm gotta go to the World Series. I'm gonna miss the beginning of the Dodgers Red Sox game, but I want to talk about this because you got less than 24 hours if you want to get in on the scholarship. This is my second test group I've done in the last year, so this is test group number 2. Let me tell you about test group number 1, by the way, because tomorrow I'm doing a live stream. One of my top 300 students is flying in from Minnesota. Went from 0 or making a couple of grand to doing, here, I'll show you a screenshot. I think I'll be able to show it, a few of them, but doing $1 million a month. He got his own, he's selling online and making about $100,000 a day net. Here was just yesterday's screenshot of one of his accounts, 136 orders, 5,260 bucks. So let's talk about this. And I got a surprise guest possibly tomorrow. That's the most insane story of somebody in my first test group. But what's it going to take to take your change? What is it going to take to change your life? This is the question. So let's talk about this for a second. So you have Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So we're not going to get into all of them, but there's basically, they have a modified Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You might have learned this in psychology. There's basically 5 parts of the human psychology that have to be fulfilled to be happy. So they call this, I'll abbreviate it, let's just call this physical needs. Okay, so this is food, water, shelter. All the way it goes up. At the very top is self-actualization. So in order, and then in between here you have things like love and romance and all that stuff. But here's what I want to do with you and what I mean by changing your life. I'm talking about getting this one and this one. And of course everything in between. But I want to focus on these 2. Physical needs in the modern world comes from money. Okay? Don't ever let somebody tell you that money's not important. Money's not important, but physical needs are important, and you pay for your physical needs with money. If you can go back to a system like the Native Americans used, you could use seashells if you don't like money. There's been no time in human history where there hasn't been some form of exchange of a currency. The currency might have been, you know, you hunted a deer and you exchanged the deer. Like I said, the Iroquois Indians in the 1700s were using something called wampum, which was like seashells. Native Americans around the world, you know, sometimes they would exchange things like pieces of metal, beads, whatever, blankets. Nothing's changed. So don't let people tell you that capitalism has changed things that much. It has changed things, but the basic structure of capitalism is rooted in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Now, what I think people mean when they say money isn't everything is they're just saying that's just one part of life, which Maslow already talked about 100 years ago. There's all these other things. You can put in whatever it is. You can put in love. You can put in friendship. You can put in, you know, time, travel, seeing new things, not having a monotonous life. But I just want to focus on these 2 because, like I said, I got to go to the Dodgers game. I'm going to miss the first half of the World Series because I wanted to talk to you guys about this because this is important to me. I want to have hundreds, at least 300 success stories out of this group that I've opened up, okay? I want to have at least 300 success stories graduate. Now, just because you get in the 300 group doesn't mean you graduate from the group. I want to graduate 300 people from rags to riches. What'll happen is, as you graduate from rags to riches, if you're one of those people, you will get your physical needs met, but you will also be self-actualized because the biggest thing that changes your life is momentum, freedom, and progress. Progress, even a little kid, I'll tell you how you can observe this in little children before they're socialized, before they're taught by modern society all the things that we're brainwashed with. Little kids, if you give them blocks like Legos, they automatically build. Okay? They build, they tear down, they build again. Even little children. Why is that? Because we're hardwired to want to self-actualize, and part of self-actualizing is seeing progress in front of you. Like you started here and you went to here. So my goal is, I've got almost 300 million people at least have seen my videos. Let me look at, I haven't checked my, this is just on YouTube. Facebook and Instagram is a lot more, but let's see. Here's my little YouTube Studio app. I'll open it up. This is a live, I haven't looked at this for a while. So you go here to analytics. So you go to watch time. That's one good way to do it. You can just say, I really started YouTube in 2015. So I'm at 1.7 billion minutes watched. I don't know if you guys can see that, 1.7 billion. You could go to views. 492 million views. That doesn't even count views under 30 seconds. That's just views over 30 seconds. So I've reached 300 million people, but what if most people are just tire kickers. Most people aren't serious about life. Most people aren't on the self-actualization path. So the goal is, what if I could just have 300 people that I'm graduating, whatever, per year, per quarter, per month. I'd love it was 300 a day, but it's going to take a while to build up to that. And take those people from rags to riches. Now, how do we define rags to riches? I mean, this is a very subjective word. If you compare it to a third world country, if you're making, $50,000 a year, you're rich. But I'll just use kind of a scientific thing. Daniel Kahneman said if you're making $6,000 a month, you have all you need. So that's about $70,000 a year. Let's just go up a little bit. We'll go up 50% from there, and we'll say making at least $100,000 a year. So people who go from 0 to 100 grand. Now, if you're already at 100 grand, then you need to go, into the 1 million plus. And if you're in the 1 million, you try to go to 10 million. And that's the process of self-actualization along that path. It's just not just about greed, you see. Shelby Farkas said, hey, Tai, what's the difference between the SMMA 2.0 and the 300 group? So I have all these different programs. I have the 67 Steps, 12 Foundations, 5-Minute Mentor, e-commerce training, social media marketing, credit repair training, credit mentor. There's all kinds of stuff we've done over the years. What I've found is about half the people who go into that do great just on their own. But the other half need a push, need a mentor. Those are self-guided programs, most of them. So this program is me actually involved. Okay, me actually involved. Weekly live training, me coaching you on your phone. You log in. Private Facebook group, daily training. Not only from me, but from the whole group and other people. And then I'm doing a world tour. I'm gonna try to go to almost every continent, probably not Antarctica, Australia, North America, South America, Europe. I'll try to go to Africa, Asia. I haven't been to Africa and Asia in a while. So it'll also include that. And it's an 8-week program. Give me 2 months to transform your life and get you started, and then just and as I said, I keep on my phone thousands and thousands of testimonials. If you've been watching my Instagram, there's all kinds of crazy testimonials, and those are not from actors or anything like that. Someone said, come to Mexico City, Switzerland. Yep, planning to go. Sir, why don't you visit India? I've been to India. I'll try to make it out to India. So you got less than 24 hours. I'm doing a scholarship. You'll be able to get in after the scholarship, but the price will go up. I'm going to pick up the cost for some of you that can't quite afford this. So what are you going to learn? Here's the thing. Here, to go from rags to riches, let's have a real talk about going to rags to riches. Okay, real talk is most people never figure out how to do it. Most people don't. But some people do. So it's not impossible. And people do from all walks of life. It's not just the wealthy. It's not just white people, black people, Mexicans. It's like there's men and women doing it. Now, there is racism and sexism in this world for sure. But it's going to take about 40 years to eliminate it. So I'm going to give you a plan that works now while the world tries to fix all its intrinsic systemic problems. And yeah, so here's the deal. This is what people, I've watched this. Hundreds of thousands of people have gone through my paid programs since 2015. More than basically any university. Now, it's not a university degree, Obviously, it's not the same as going to college, but I'm just saying, it's got scale. I've seen people in over 150 countries, what it takes for people to actually succeed and what makes people fail. Somebody said, Tai, you should come to, Ali K says, come to Iceland. I'm actually thinking of going to Iceland this weekend. We'll see if I can fit it in on the way to Europe. Here's the thing. So you have people who fail, and there's a lot of people who fail financially, and then you have a small percentage of people who succeed. Let's say 10% of people succeed financially, 90% fail. And I will tell you why, and this is the tricky thing. Okay, about 90% of people get one of these things. Okay? You might have one set of these, mindset. So you might be a very positive person. You might wake up and have your daily routine and feel good. You might be an optimist, but you have no skills. You don't get paid without skills. Trust me. Sometimes people say to me, oh, Tai, you're only teaching people mindset. You never give specifics. Well, that's not really true. The people who have said that have only watched like 30 seconds of my videos. You can't actually give skill set transference in 30 seconds, right? Are you expecting me to teach you? You know, me and my business partner, our businesses do $15 million a month in revenue. Okay, do you think we have any skills? This is a question. Now, the question becomes, do I want to give everybody in the world my exact skills for free? Not particularly. And some people get butthurt about that, and I honestly don't care. Do you pay for books? Books are freaking skill set training, and people pay millions of dollars. In fact, they pay tens of billions of dollars for books every year. Do you get your books for free? Do you go grab them from Barnes & Noble and run out the door? No. Then don't be stupid with me. My stuff's more updated than books. If you want to buy books, great. I love books, but I don't get all my training from books because books are always 1 to 3 years behind. By the time they write and publish a book, it's 1 to 3 years late, just so you know. So, skill set. Some of you have incredible mindset, no skill set. Therefore, you will fail. All the optimism and law of attraction, you will fail. In fact, some of the people who started the law of attraction went bankrupt. Not because they're bad people, but because it taught too much mindset with no skill set. Now, some of you have tremendous skill set. You know how to do stuff. You know how to do social media marketing. You know how to build funnels. You understand Google Analytics. You understand how to build funnels. You understand, branding. You understand virality. You understand the 25 cognitive biases. You know, negotiation, deal set. But you fail because you give up. You're either too impatient or you're too patient. So you have the skill set, but you don't have mindset. And so my programs like Social Media Marketing Agency is heavy on skill set. Credit Mentor, heavy. I just talked to a guy who had a 450 credit score before he got in my Credit Mentor program. He has an 800 and he has $12 million in credit card lines open, unused. 12 million. Okay, that's a skill set that I taught him. Like, yo, here's how you do it. And other mentors in the program, other people. It's not just me teaching either. So you can't have one or the other people. You will fail. You just will. It's kind of like if you do bodybuilding but no cardio. And I was in the gym. I was in New York. I shouldn't laugh at people, but I'm in the gym. This guy comes in. Maybe the skinniest man I have seen in years, okay? This dude is skinny. He was like an Indian guy. He was probably 50 years old. He comes in. And right away I thought, this dude needs to eat and lift weights. And who knows, I don't know the backstory. Maybe he had health issues. So I'm just using him as an example. And what did he do? He went on the treadmill. I wanted to walk over to the dude and be like, bro, your cardio, you got the lean thing down, man. You got the lean thing down. You are so lean, you're like 4% body fat. But you have pencil arms. I promise you this dude's arms were like 3 of my fingers. Like he had like 9 to 10 inch biceps. Guys, you don't want to have 10 inch biceps, seriously. And women, whatever, I don't want to get into the gender thing, but just guys, just trust me, if you like women, women are not particularly excited by 10-inch bicep guys. And if you don't like that, go read Dr. David Buss's book on evolutionary psychology, and you'll understand women for the last 100,000 years or beyond, females, have been looking at men's upper body strength as a gauge of evolutionary success as they procreate. So it ain't going away. So I want to go to so this guy was like somebody good on cardio, bad on weightlifting. And then I know guys that are great at bodybuilding, but they can't run. Bruce Lee said the greatest exercise you could do is jogging, you know? But Bruce Lee also was a balanced person. So that's how money works. Skill set, mindset, skill set, mindset. Some of you follow people online. Somebody said he had French fry arms. That's, dude, this was, and he went, the whole time I was lifting weights, I kid you not, he went on this little stepping machine. It was a weird one. I haven't even seen this. And he just did these little teeny steps for hours. And I was going, what are you trying to do? Get skinnier? You will waste away into the ether. You would just slowly dissolve. I mean, this guy had nothing left. Anyway, so when it comes to business, when it comes to making money, you really have to build both. And some of you, I see who you follow on Instagram, I see this stuff, you're really into mindset stuff, but if I sat you down and I was like, let's talk about skill set. You know, what are the 12 parts of a branding story, 17 parts of a branding story? Tell me right now. And that's what I want to take 300 of you. I want to graduate you with all those skills that you're going to need. And not just how to make money, but how to keep money. I was with a guy, one of my top students made over $50 million. It's a long story. But now I'm like, dude, you're going to pay a lot of taxes. So he didn't know why he's in my 300 group is not only how to make money, but then the problem of having money, how do you deal with the money? That's a whole nother, talk about something they don't teach you in school. How would they teach that in school? You know who understands this? Apple. They have $100 billion offshore in cash in Ireland. Did you learn how to do that? No. That's why the rich get richer, because they have skill sets that everyday people don't have. And that's why Warren Buffett pays less taxes on a percentage basis than his secretary. These are all the things that you got to learn. Okay. Somebody said invest in real estate. No TAS GG. Is that code? No TAS GG. Invest in real estate is part of a portfolio. It should be part of your skills. It's not an only skill. Nobody on the top of the Forbes list did it with real estate. But real estate is important. It has created the most millionaires in America. Not the most billionaires, but you want to have real estate. It should be at least 20% of your portfolio. You know. Okay. Will you do Rags to Riches again for people who need to save up for the program? We'll see. Like I said, the scholarship closes. Let me put the link up, by the way. So, because I'm going to leave. What time is it? Oof. World Series starts in 2 minutes. I'm here in Beverly Hills instead of being downtown to see the Dodger game. So, the link is in your, you can just go watch. I have a video explaining it. I've got a whole page on it. It's free to go see it. Just click the link in your Facebook or your YouTube or in the description, or it's a pinned comment, or if you don't know where it is, just go here. I'm going to talk about this more in a second. Go to tailopez.com 300 live. tailopez.com/300 live. So skill set, mindset. Let's just go through this. Name some of the skill sets you think. Oh, I did it backwards. Okay. What skill set, number one, you need? Actual practical skill you need to make money. Anybody. Anybody. Ty, where are your seats? I think I'm sitting like a couple rows behind home plate. They're good seats. Okay. So you might be able to see me on TV. I don't know. Investing. Okay, that's too broad. What's a practical link? Peter Lewis said he can't get to the link. Yes, you can. tailopez.com/300 live. All one word. 300 live. Okay. Copywriting. That's good. How to write on your website and your emails compelling content so that people actually read it and don't just leave your page. Resilience. Okay, that's mindset. When you fail, how to win and come back from it. Sales and persuasion, that's pretty broad, but okay. How about things like closing, negotiation, opening, phone sales, which are different from in-person. Okay, this list is social media marketing, yep, SMM, FB ads, Facebook ads, yep. Me and my business partner have spent a couple $100 million on Facebook. More than that, but we'll just say a couple $100 million. Okay. let's see, product selection. There you go. So I call that product concept. There's something called the 4 Ps. It's a framework of thought. I actually use something called the 8 Ps. Click funnels, yes, that would be software. Now let's start talking about what is some mindset things that you guys need to have. How about anti-anxiety? How to overcome anxiety without only using substances. Sometimes you need a substance, but sometimes you don't. How to start small. There you go. Like how to start small and not give up when things, so this would be faith. When you're small, nobody believes in you except yourself. E-commerce, that would be over here. Abundance mindset. Okay. Humility, yep. Humility. Belief in self, bulletproof mindset, perseverance. Laser focus, I like that, laser focus. Just imagine what's going to happen to you as over the next 8 weeks. You come in the private face group, you come on the live calls weekly. By the way, the live calls start this week. Okay? You got less than 24 hours to get in. Let me read off the names real quick of some people getting in the group. Oops. I set up an email address just so I can get real-time reports here. All right. That's a good name. Giuseppe Reggiani in Italy. Okay. I like that name. I'm going to change, can I change my name to Giuseppe Reggiani? It just sounds good. Edwin Mensa with an H. Trenton Hammerstrom. What's up, Trenton? Where are you from? California. On Instagram. Okay. Questions for me about this group. Tai, I'm 18, got into your, oh, look at this. Chris Acevas. Take a picture of that. Put that in the, Chris Acevas says, Tai, I'm 18, got into your wholesaling real estate course about 5 months ago, and I'm on track to do 6 figures. Facebook. Cool. We'll follow up with you. See if you qualify to be in my 300 group. You should jump in this group, man. This group, if you're already in my other programs, this is the turbo charge. This is turbo, man. It's one thing to have a fast car. It's another thing to add some turbo to it. All of a sudden, you get where you're trying to go twice as fast. Tai, I followed you for years and sometimes skeptically, but how do I take the next step? Ryan said, another guy said, just made a deal today. Guy's paying me $200 a month to manage his social media. Good. There you go. Tai, this is really small, but I have to start somewhere. I'm 16. Age doesn't matter anymore. It used to matter about 50 years ago, but now you have many billionaires and multimillionaires before age 25. You didn't before. In the 1970s, there was no 21-year-old self-made millionaires. Very few. Trust me. Very, very few. I know a guy that was. One of my mentors, Richard, he was making about $100,000 a month while he was in high school in the 70s. Which is a lot. His parents did an intervention because they thought he was selling drugs. He came home one day and they found his bank accounts, and he said they had like an intervention, like he was an alcoholic. They had like the priest there. They had the high school principal, and they're like, we found your bank account. We know you're doing something illegal. And actually he wasn't. He had a mentor that was teaching him how to trade stocks. It was easier in the 70s to trade stocks. There was less regulations. So, in fact, there was a time in American history where insider information wasn't illegal to share. I think it was in the late 70s that law changed. So you could legally get inside information and trade on stocks. So I hope each of you have people who have an intervention for you. That'd be a great problem. I hope each of you, your parents step in, or your wife or husband, and have an intervention because they find one of your bank accounts. That'll be a great, that's just a good story. I love that story. It's like an intervention. You ever seen the intervention scene in, is it 2-0 Boston already? Wait a sec. No, it's not. It's only 5 minutes into the game. Some dude's trying to, let me see. Let me check my Dodgers. Nah, it just started, my friend. All right, trading. Okay, by the way, you can get in this group while I have the scholarships for under $200 a month. If you can find anything like this in the world, any college equivalent, go ahead and go into it. You cannot. You cannot. So under 200 bucks. This is a post-workout shake. I mean, not shake. It's just a drink. I just finished working out. Tai's house looks like Scarface's. Now, the last scene of Scarface, was he actually in his house when he shot? That was his house that he had bought with all that big mound of cocaine? Yesterday, I went to this club for Halloween, and OT Genesis was there. I'm actually in one of OT Genesis music videos, but he did that song, I'm in love with the cocoa. So I guess that's kind of like, my friend who knows nothing about rap's like, what is cocoa? I thought he was talking about Cocoa Puffs. Okay. Tai signed up last week. I'm so glad I didn't blow it on designer clothes to pretend to be rich. Has a Facebook group. It's all opening this week. So, are you really making that much money? Why be here? I don't know. Why not? I mean, Elon Musk, why is he on Twitter? He's worth $22 billion. It's just something to do. Remember self-actualization? It's not the goal is not never to make money. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You also want to self-actualize. And people self-actualize in different ways. Elon Musk self-actualizes by making flamethrower companies and all that. He doesn't need to do it. He just likes it. I come live because it's fun. I actually love the 300 groups. The best thing I've ever done in terms of me getting satisfaction. Trust me, it's cool when people come up to you on the street. You saw my Instagram post when I was just in New York. So this Carmine's random little Italian place for like 20 minutes eating, and somebody comes up to me and goes, Tai, I was wondering if I'd see you when I was here. I'm 20, what is he, 21? I posted a link. You can DM him on Instagram. And he did his first 3 real estate deals by age 21. He only made $5,000 per deal, $15,000, but this guy already has a track record of successful real estate deals, 3 in like half a year. The average adult in America never does a real estate investment deal. This kid's 21. That's self-actualization for me, you know? Does the course include the e-commerce and social media? Yep, we'll be talking about all this stuff. I'm gonna take you through everything, okay? My boy Chris was at your mastermind, said it was great. Cool, tell him I said hello. Devontae says, what? It's 2-0 now?
Yeah.
How did that just happen? It literally was 0-0. This happened in the last 10 seconds? This app must be behind. Okay. So you got, like I said, you got less than 24 hours to get in. We're starting this week. We've got scholarships. You can get in for less. I got a payment plan. I can't do it for less than 200 bucks. It's just, this is cheap. Tai made 22,000 in profit last month. Sweet. There's so many people killing the game. You have no idea. That's kind of why I go on here. Like people, here's the thing. I saw, I think it was Nassim Taleb or one of these guys on Twitter said, there's a huge problem in the world that the news only talks about negative stuff. So you never hear about the crazy success stories. That's what the 300 group is about. It's like all of a sudden the world becomes a different place, man. Tai, what's the difference between this 300 group and SMMA 2.0? SMMA is just a specific skill set program. So a lot of you should do that, and you should do both. You can do the 300 group while you're doing SMMA. Yeah. Here's the thing. For all of you that are trying to do this and people don't believe it, good. As Charlie Munger, the billionaire, says, if it wasn't for the stupidity of the world, he wouldn't be so rich. Like, there's nothing wrong with people not thinking that this is going to work. In fact, would you want to be in a world where everybody bought this program? Then it wouldn't be the 300 group. It would be the 7.5 billion group, and it wouldn't work. And I'm not saying that to be mean to people, but what I'm saying is, listen to me. You do not want everybody. I mean, in an ideal world, yes, I want everybody to get on the bandwagon, but it ain't going to happen. And the bonus upside of that is you have no competition. You guys are going to find Warren Buffett said when he graduated Wharton and he was mentored by Benjamin Graham, he went out into the world to make money and he thought there'd be so much competition and he said, there's nobody. Really. There's a few people, but they're far and few between. Some people go, oh, Tai, everybody's doing e-commerce. Oh, no, they're not. Give me a break. You think there's a lot? I see hundreds of websites, people doing e-commerce that are not in my programs that just go, oh, let me look at this group. Tai, will you look at my website? And I'm like, this is never going to make $1. Yes, there are over 1 billion websites in the world, but how many of them are good? 1/1,000,000th of 1%, maybe? So, Tai, got my first client last week. Are only 300 people allowed in? Nope. But I want to graduate 300 people. Many will go in. Some will finish quickly and some will take time. It's a 2-month program, but some of you will take a while to graduate. I hope to graduate everybody that goes in the program, but I want to graduate 300 at a time. I've already graduated the first 300. Okay, I started this a year ago. There's more than 300 people. I'm going to be putting them, I've been putting them up like on my social media, and now I want to put them, I'm going to put them on my homepage of my website soon. Okay. Isaiah Palmer said, you just got the program. Tai, do you teach ads? Yep, we're going to be training you. Look, this program, you'll see. I don't even want to oversell it. I'm actually just looking for the people that are ready to go. Overselling has its problems. You get people who aren't ready. When the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. So when you push people too hard to get into stuff like this, you get a lot of dum-dums. All right, Victor Crenshaw, welcome to the group from Texas. He did the 1 payment plan. Isaiah Palmer, I see you. You're in Missouri. Misery, they call it, because of the weather, huh? Okay, no offense to all those of you who live there, but Trenton Hammerstrom from California, welcome to the group. Rolanda Sykes, welcome to the group from New Jersey. Women and men joining.
Instagram just closed.
Instagram closed? All right, just do it one more time. Home run Dodgers now? Let me see. I don't believe in anybody. I'm checking my own. Yep, damn. First inning, I gotta go. I got to go this game. I'll try to live stream from the game. Sergio, I started an Amazon store, started a Facebook page, Instagram page, and pushing it on my own personal pages. But I've only been able to say 3 items. I post many pics and description, and even free gifts comes. What should I do? Are you in my program, Sergio? Because it's more, you got to build a brand. You can't just build a website anymore. That doesn't work.
Going live again.
Okay, we're gonna go live. Instagram, it crashed, but I gotta go anyway, so I'm gonna live stream probably from the game. Can you do this one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, questions. Any people who are skeptical, I'll answer a few questions, but anybody who's not skeptical, go to the just go and watch the whole article. Watch the whole page explanation. I've got a whole explanation of how this works. What kind of a brand? Well, this guy was trying to sell something. He didn't say what it was. Were you selling electronics? Were you selling clothing? You have to build a differentiated brand. Some people love me, some people hate me, some people love Tony Robbins and hate me, but we're all differentiated. Nobody ever says, oh, wait, Tai, I thought you were Tony Robbins. Like, they don't confuse what we teach, our style of teaching. So if you're doing an e-commerce website, you have to have a website that people can't confuse with every other website that's out there. So differentiation becomes a massive element in success of business. My mentor, Alan Nation, used to say, Tai, don't start anything that you don't have an unfair advantage in. You need some angle on it. Angle is where you make money. Sometimes your angle is your dad has a lot of money. That happened to a lot of people. They were able to build businesses because their dad started one before them. Sometimes your angle is you have a tremendous skill with programming. You're like a genius. A guy that I know built Plenty of Fish, the dating site, and he sold it to Match.com and they wired him $580 million. Okay, he had a skill set on how to build and program websites so that they could scale. Plenty of Fish was one of the biggest. So that was a skill set that he had and an unfair advantage that he had. My unfair advantage would be like, I'm pretty good at telling stories, and marketing and branding is storytelling. I've always been good at telling stories. Even like sitting around a fire camping, I could tell a story. And not everybody can do that. Not everybody can come online and tell a story. Not everybody can talk without prepared notes in public speaking. So that's my unfair advantage. But if you're an introvert, you'll have a different set of advantage. You can have an advantage like extreme focus is an advantage. Sometimes extroverts are not as focused. I'm not as focused as some of you who are real introverts, and you lock yourself in a room for 2 years and come out with a massive brand, you know? Let's see. Brazil. Somebody said scammo Tai. There's still people out there, by the way, who think that this house is a Zillow house. This is one thing I'm going to tell you, that I'll tell you all you as a preview for the 300 group. It's amazing how long people take to learn, and that is to your advantage. One of the things I want to teach you mindset in the 300 group is be excited when you're on the cutting edge of information and you're at the cutting edge of comprehension. Most people cannot comprehend. Like, for example, my mom is not up to date when it comes to technology. She's really excited about this website called Facebook. She goes on Facebook all day. She does not know about Snapchat and Instagram. She does not know about the next big thing. And therefore, people like my mom will never be, if you're into tech and building apps, it's to your advantage that for whatever reason, my mom took a decade to get on the Facebook train. And that's fine. That's to your advantage. And so with me, some people go, oh, Tai's a scam. Because in 2015, people made videos and were like, Tai, that's not a Lamborghini or whatever. That's a green screen. There was a million conspiracies. But that's to people's advantage who listened to me, because the people who listened got a 3-year head start on people, which is great, which is part of why I made the 300 group. 300 group is my revenge on all the people who talk shit about me. Seriously. It's like, oh, really? You think this is a scam? Let me show you 10,000 people that have had rags to riches stories. What do you say now? Show me your 10,000. Get me your university for the money spent. These are people who spent less than $1,000 with me, whereas community colleges charging $1,000 a quarter. Show me people, show me institutions or people with those actual tangible results, screenshots of bank accounts. I just want to see it, because numbers talk and bullshit walks. People lie, but numbers don't. Show me the numbers, man. Show me real people coming out of the ghetto. My top student was in prison 3 years ago. Started listening to me while I was in prison. Now, over $50 million net this year. Best revenge, it's just like, it's kind of like the Conor McGregor-Khabib fight. I love both of those guys, okay? They're both insane. Khabib, best wrestler around for pound for pound. Conor, for sure, the best striker around pound for pound, I think, or one of them. But at the end of the day, money talk, numbers talk. And so your best revenge is just like, show me the numbers. What's the score, baby? And that's all you need. And that's something I want you to learn in 300, because the more you listen to people, the more lost you get. People are lost, man. And so if you follow the lost, you get lost. You follow the blind, school is the blind leading the blind. Really. It's the blind leading the blind, especially high school. College, you get a higher quality professor, but their career is being a professor. You used to learn from people actually doing it. I learned marketing from Joel Salatin, who was an actual marketer. He didn't make his money teaching marketing. Now, that's been a thing that people have attacked me. They said, Tai, you only make your money by teaching other people how to make money, which is BS. You think I was making money? I got my first Italian car in 2006. My first YouTube video was 2015. I had already earned the stripes. I already had I was making, $400,000 a month in 2008. Really. There's people who have written books when they were making $50,000 a month, and they're like heroes to the world. Like, oh, look at this person really knows what $50,000 a month. I was doing that, I don't even remember, it's longer than I can remember. So what I'm saying is, make this the best news you've ever heard. that only a small amount of people get with the program. There's still people that are like, yo, did you rent this house for one day to shoot a video? I'm like, dude, I moved in September 1st, 2015. It's 2018. People still can't figure it out. They're like, maybe he's been renting it on a day-to-day basis for 3.5 years. I leased the house because, again, you want to lease. Some of you, when you start making money, leases become tax deductible. Purchases, especially if the home is overvalued, is not tax deductible. You can make 50 million and you can give it all to the government if you don't understand taxation. Really. It's like Apple. They have 100 billion in Ireland and then they lend it back to themselves. Rich people have offshore bank accounts and then they rent homes in New York. Will Smith, rich people renting houses. Michael Jackson rented his house. But it's not a rental, it's a lease. Rental is usually short term. So once again, this is literally the world we live in, the financial illiteracy, that people build a whole, what they think is genius thing. Malik says, but your net worth is only 5 million. Malik, that's Google. Google knows nothing about me because if you're intelligent, you hide your real net worth from Google. Why would you want your net worth on Google? I was talking to a guy, my top student in my 300 group from the first, I told him, dude, never let people know your net worth is over 100 million bucks, dude. I told him, get your net worth on Google showing as 2 or 3 million. The only thing you get from having your net worth displayed is more lawsuits. In fact, when Bill Gates was displaced by Jeff Bezos as the richest net worth in the world, he called Jeff Bezos and said, thank God, being the richest man in the world is a pain in the butt. You don't want to be the richest man in the world. It becomes with too much nightmares. Imagine the lawsuits that Bill Gates has. I remember reading about Michael Jackson. He was one of the wealthiest people in the world. He had to have a video camera crew following him around whenever he was in public. When he got in a car, he had a cameraman stay outside, videotape that his car left the driveway without hitting somebody because people would sue and make up like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson took off and he hit me and I'm crippled now and I want 100 grand. He'd get frivolous lawsuits like this. Do you want to walk around with having to have a video camera trailing your every move? Michael Jordan said for 10 years he lived in the gym or in a hotel room. He could not go out into public. Is that the life you want? So what I'm trying to teach you guys in the 300 group, who cares if people perceive that my net worth is 3 to 5 million? I'm like, no, it's only 1 million. I mean, try to get it lower. Try to get it like 1 to 2 million for the rest of your life. Why? Well, that's still a lot of money. You're still a millionaire, but your perception, even if you got 200 million net worth, try to show it as 1 million, really. There's no upside to bragging about your net worth. There's just more lawsuits, there's more gold diggers, there are more fake friends, there's more frivolous lawsuits, there's more taxation. Like, what do you want? What are you trying to do here? Okay? So that's, yeah. One of these days, I should just literally debate all these people. I thought of going on Reddit and doing like a Reddit hater debate and just be like, what do you guys want to say? What do you want to say? You know, H3H3 made a hater video and then he came to my house and got to know me and was like, oh, wait a second. Maybe this isn't so bad. So he's like, hey, come on my podcast. It's like, oh, Lord. But who cares? By the way, one little thing, all the people who love you will turn on you in a second. So never think, if you got a big following, like I have millions of people follow me on Instagram, millions of people like me, dude, those people will turn on a dime on you. People ain't loyal. You would be best in life if you can find 3 very loyal close friends. You already won at life. That's about maybe 10. You're not going to get more than 3 to 10. So if you get 100 million followers, you think like Ronaldo has the most Instagram followers as a male. Do you think those people really care about him? Like really? When he retires 20 years from now, you think all those people will be still following him on Instagram? No, they don't really care about him as a person. They care about what he does. And so these are the things that you have to learn, because I had to learn these the hard way. You know what I'm saying? What you should focus on now, create multiple streams of income, create financial independence, have side hustles, develop brand yourself, but also brand products, build income that goes 24/7 ideally. So you want a membership type website. It can be like Netflix has $9 a month membership and 100 million people paying. Amazon has Prime, $75 a year on auto rebilling. You want something like this. That's what I want to do. And then I need to give you the skill set, the mindset that you don't get discouraged, because you're not going to go from rags to riches in 5 seconds. It just doesn't happen. And even if you win the lottery, you'll probably lose it all, my friend. So some of you are unlucky people. And I'll tell you why you're unlucky. It's not karma. It's not because 200 years ago, your uncle, punched somebody in the face and now it's revisited in reincarnation. Forget that. Even if it's true, there's nothing you can do about it, so that's stupid to think about. What you should think about is, why am I unlucky? And you're unlucky financially for 2 reasons. You have too much skill set with no mindset, or too much mindset with no skill set, or some of you have neither skill set or mindset, and that's a disaster. Tai, biggest mistake in business you make that taught you a lesson? Always the things that I regret in business almost always were taking too long to do something. Like, I thought it would take 10 years to figure out how to make $1 million company, but now I know I can do it in 10 days. Really. MentorBox was at a 7-figure run rate in under 10 days. Okay, so now we just looked today, we have 61,000 people on auto rebilling in Stripe. 61,000. Okay? We're doing that again. We launched the food brand, grass-fed brands, last week. The fashion brand we launched a couple months ago, and we're doing the 2.0 version this week. We launched, Lean 67. We have all these brands that we launch, and it didn't need to take that long. It took that long because I had too much mindset or too much skill set. What's this game looking like? 2-1. At least the Dodgers got on the board. We got 1 point, top of the second. All right, if I leave, should get there by the 4th. Okay, last questions. So, what's the program called? It's a 300 group world tour. I hope to meet a lot of you in person. Devontae said this is good stuff. I hope this is helping a lot of you. Tai, why don't you have a great score on Dark Triad test? You don't know my score on Dark Triad test, dum-dum. This dude just making shit up. This is the world we live in. It's like, did you just randomly make up a sentence? Did you piece words together like with a random, there's a random word generator? I'm going to start writing people's sentences back with a random word generator. It'll be like ability, hairstyle, fly. It's like, that doesn't even make sense. I've never told my Dark Triad score, and I don't have a bad Dark Triad score. My Dark Triad's like 40, 35 or something like that. So, how does the high Machiavellian backfire? High Machiavellian people on a Dark Triad score, or on, I have tailopez.com/quiz. People who are Machiavellian basically backstab you, but don't say it to your face. Narcissists and psychopaths will usually say it to your face. Machiavellian people are the sneaky ones. They act like they like you, and the second you're gone, they talk about you, Someone said Tai got a bad Tetris score, though. Yes, I do suck at Tetris. Did you have good grades at school? Yeah, I was good at school. Let's see. And it's not pre-recorded. Yep, this is live right here. Yeah, I guess me talking about the Dodgers score proves this is live. Who else is ready for grass-fed brands? It's already launching. We already got customers. We're doing about $500 to $2,000 a day, just out the gate. We're still testing stuff. Never unleash a new business too fast, because you got to go through the 4 Ps. Really, you need the 8 Ps. So the first P is your principles, what's the structure of the business. The second B is the personnel. Do you have the people to run the business? The third is product concept. Is the concept good? The fourth is pricing structure. The fifth element is promotions, your marketing strategy. The sixth one is placement, how you package and deliver it. The seventh one is pesos, raising more money for the business. And the eighth one is structuring for profit. Those are the 8 P's for business. But that's beyond the scope. We have a lot of beginners on here. But yeah, that's the structure you need to go through, the 8. And so whenever you guys launch a new business, you got to follow methodically through the 8. You don't try to just go. So a lot of people just try to skip to profit. Well, profit comes by going through the other 7 correctly. Mentor Box is genius, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, we got Walmart as a client last year. Like I said, we have 61,000 people on recurring membership in Stripe. Let me see where it shows that, because I know some people won't believe it. I haven't even looked at Mentor Box today. Let's see what our revenue's at. This is my Stripe account for Mentor Box. We're at $30,800 today. This is a business. We do drop shipping. We do e-commerce, book summaries, taught by, yeah. So let's see what we're at 11.2 million annual. So we're an 8-figure business. Let me see something. I don't know how to, hey Alex, how do we see all the, well here, we've had 122,000 customers. You can see right there. Sometimes this guy did a debate with me and says, Tai, you don't know how to build real businesses. You just know how to do personal branding. Well, there's a real business for you. Launched in 2016. I put 100 grand in. We bootstrapped that thing, no VC capital. 122,000 customers. And about half of them have stayed on recurring billing. The guy who said that, of course, has never even built a business with 2,000 customers. I built a 122,000 customer business with about 10 hours of work, of my own work, because I structured a group under me to do all the work for me. So, bitches, show me your numbers. This is Stripe real time. That's not even all our revenue, by the way, because that's only the Stripe revenue. Show me your 122,000 customer business in the last 2 years. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. All you haters, you say I don't know about business. Let me see your 122,000. Is 122,361 customers with 61,000 on auto rebilling. Come on, man. I'm waiting. It's funny how haters are like they pick their time to talk. They never talk when it's like actually they're being challenged. That's a side business for me. That's my side hustle. One of about 18 side hustles. Remember that debate? This guy's like, I don't know about business. He started asking me definitions. Blah, 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 blah. Show me the numbers, baby. Anybody can memorize dictionaries. Shoot, you get an 8-year-old to memorize that, but show me your 122,000 customers that you built with your own cash. No VC money. Show me Walmart as a client of yours. We got Walmart in the first 6 months. Show me a contract with Walmart. Second biggest retailer in the world. So, like I said, show me the numbers. Who spends millions on ads? Well, probably smart people. Ask Coca-Cola, #1 brand in the world. Ask them if they ever spent millions on ads. Ask Disney, #2 brand in the world. Ask them if they ever spent money on. Ask Nike, #1 shoe company. They spent 100 million just to make LeBron James wear the shoes. What planet are you on, dude? I just have to ask people, like, are you fucking serious? You're that stupid? You actually asked the question? Every piece of clothing you're wearing spent money on brands. And of course, there's a few companies that didn't. Google didn't spend money on advertising. Yeah, they caught a trend very early and it went viral. Whoop-de-doo. It's hard to replicate that. It's like, oh Lord. For all you going to 300 group, I got good news for you. This kid who said that on Instagram, this is your competitor. He literally goes, what school did you go to? Did you go to brain dead zombie school? You never thought that successful companies spend millions on marketing. Like Toyota. You never saw a TV commercial, right? by Toyota that did about a couple $100 billion. Geico has like $1 trillion in insurance assets or something. And they run commercials all the time. You think those are free? You don't think Geico spent millions? Oh, Lord. I'm just like, dude, my friend, if I could call you that, you ain't going nowhere in this world. You don't have skill set or mindset. You have no skill set or mindset. It's not, somebody goes, are you triggered? I'm not triggered. I'm like in shock and awe that there's still people out there just like, do companies spend money on marketing? I am a robot. Does Apple spend money on marketing? What do you think? What's the answer? Yes and no. But to build the brand, they spent money. The most famous ad, 1984. Steve Jobs gets on stage, built an ad, spend money on that ad. First $1 trillion company. Zada said, but Tai, what's wrong with being skeptical? Skeptical or stupid? There's smart skepticism and then there's just stupid people. I mean, yes. Well, it's like people who are like, yo, I don't think man's ever been to the moon or something. Okay. Yes. It's all a conspiracy. All of life is fake. How do you even know the 1800s existed? Maybe creation and evolution happened 17 years before you were born. You can't prove the 1800s happened. It's all a conspiracy. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to end with this. This is great news for you guys. People are not sharp in this world. And to make money, you will need to be sharp. And I will show you how to sharpen your skills and sharpen your brain. Okay? You never see an Elon Musk ad. Interesting. I had a one-on-one 20-minute conversation with Elon Musk about, he asked me point blank, Tai, do you think I should advertise and do more social media marketing? And I said yes. And he said, I don't know if I need to. So PayPal was a genius company because in order for PayPal, you to get money people sent you, you had to open a PayPal account. So there was a certain level of virality that came with it. So there's viral marketing. And you are misunderstanding the game if you think that Tesla doesn't have this viral, well, Solar City, for example, does advertise. That's one of his billion-dollar companies. Okay? SpaceX has contracts with the US government, so you don't advertise. They have individual salespeople. Okay? And the way Tesla works is they do have marketing. They have salespeople selling you commission cars when you buy a Tesla. So the way that it works is there's different levels of marketing. Some works off billboards. Some works off letters. There's some companies like PayPal that hit the lottery and they become viral. But there is a big question, should Tesla be spending money on advertising? Because Tesla is not profitable now. I gave my opinion to Elon Musk. He's a better businessman than me, but doesn't mean he's always right. And so I don't know that it's I think Tesla is still having to raise billions in debt. It's not profitable. He's a genius, but I would argue, and I told him this face to face, that I believe advertising, if it returns 3 to 1, why wouldn't you spend money on it? And people are still swayed by advertising. So the largest companies in the world have marketing budgets, they have PR budgets, they do it in different ways. So Apple spent a tremendous amount of money on building stores. So they have stores which become advertising centers. They put them in the center of the top shopping centers, like in LA, the Grove. They put it right there. You walk by it. That's advertising. That's costing them $500,000 a month to lease that space. That's marketing. So Tesla has millions of dollars in leases for the cars and the warehouses. And so it's an intricate marketing plan, but make no mistake, you have to sway people, okay? And swaying people to your side is definitely part of marketing. So there's nuances. People oversimplify the game. They really do. And I love Elon Musk. I mean, the man's a genius. But also, you have to ask yourself, are you as smart as Elon Musk? You may not be able to build a business like him. I would not count on, if I'm trying to take 300 people from rags to riches, I'm not going, oh, I'm going to make 300 Elon Musks. There's only one Elon Musk. Okay, so I'm trying to build replicable systems that anybody can do. And one way that you can do replicable is building off marketing. It does work. Nike did it. Nike. You ever heard of Nike? Every movie company in the world, they have trailers. They run them on YouTube. It works. How much money did the Fast and Furious make? And just so you know, the marketing budget of movies like Fast and Furious, let's say it costs $250 million to make Fast and Furious, they spend almost $250 million on marketing. And it makes them $1 billion, multi-billions. Seth Rogen, I don't know if you saw, he was over for dinner at my house, and I was talking to him, and he's like, man, marketing budget, he's done over $700 million in sales on his own movies. And he said, Tai, we spent about as much as we spent on making the movie, we spend it on marketing. The studios do. He works through studios. Somebody said, but Tesla, remember, Tesla ain't the only game in town. There's a lot of other car companies. Toyota makes a lot of money, and they spend money on advertising. So it's not that simple. Don't oversimplify business, my friend. Okay, 300 group. We talked about a lot of stuff. Okay, we talked about a lot of stuff. I want to take some of you, not most of you, a small group of you, okay? I got to go to the Dodgers game. You got less than 24 hours. I'm going to put the link, tailopez.com/300live, or you can just click the link if you're live right now. Now, people go, Tai, I keep hearing you say you have less than 24 hours. Yes, because I have different groups. So like I have the SMMA group, that one's closed. I opened it up and I closed it. It's just like stores have sales and then they go away. So sometimes people are confused by that. Tai, can you market a garbage company? Are you saying like the company's garbage or like it's literally a garbage company? Because one of the richest men in the world made it through garbage. Waste Management was his company. His name is Wayne Huizenga. He was a billionaire, but then he made a mistake and he started Blockbuster, which did not, it did well, but then went bankrupt, so. Okay, Tai is a real life hero. Oh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if I'm a hero. I like when people try to get me to comment by using reverse psychology. They're like, Tai, you will not comment on this. Okay, you won. I will not comment on, you won. Beyond Meat is future of meat. Maybe, I've seen that. Don't oversimplify food, my friend. I'll tell you this, it's hard to improve on Mother Nature. And if you want to make your food, they tried this in the 1950s. They told mothers, you do not need to breastfeed. We've created something beyond breastfeeding milk. It's this special formula. And then all the babies started getting sick, and they said, maybe evolution and biology and Mother Nature knows what she's doing. And babies who drink mother's milk are a lot healthier. So all of you that think some San Francisco company that creates Beyond Meat and has this really catchy little thing, and you think that that's better than food that humans evolved to eat for many hundreds of thousands, or you could say millions of years, you know, whatever. Never think you're smarter than you are, and a lot of people do. And Beyond Meat, hey man, if you don't think marketing doesn't work, look at Beyond Meat. There's all these people being like, yo, humans, we've created our own food. Remember, what's that, Soylent, where you eat a paste? Have you ever seen people who eat Soylent? Go to San Francisco. Do you want to look like San Francisco guys? Do you want to be pencil-armed little people who can hardly lift their own body weight bench press? Keep up on your Soylent. Yes, Mother Nature. Another thing, man, people are just like, use your brain. Common sense, baby. You ain't gonna improve on food in a long time. Now, yes, there's improvements of strains of food. There's even genetic engineering, but eat your test tube food all you want, my friend. You're gonna have a little test tube body. You see people who eat real food. Now, you can be a vegan, you can be a vegetarian. That's real food. It was grown from the earth. I saw some China thing. They're like, we're gonna replace food by growing all this little greenhouse food. You think plants do better in greenhouse? People know nothing. Alfalfa puts a 14-foot root down into the ground to get trace minerals in the ground. You think that's going to happen in a little cup in China? You want to eat alfalfa sprouts from China? You want to eat food grown with little 6-inch test tube delivered food? Come on, man. How much protein do you eat per day? Mr. Olympia, Danny Hester, he told me he eats 300 grams a day. So I don't know. He got like 21-inch biceps and 30-inch waist. So what does he know compared to all the Soylent people? They know everything, the Beyond Meat people. And I'm not even picking on those companies. I'm just like, oh my God. Yes, people disconnected from the world, boy. Okay. These comments are, protein powder is trash. Their marketing is so strong. Well, some protein's good. Whey protein's good. Hemp protein is good. You can get supplements, but you don't want to get all your protein from that. Beef jerky company. Somebody said, I hate China. How did that even happen? Where did that come from? Just randomly. Yo, I hate China. Okay. Here's one of my students, did $2 million a year last year on Shopify. He's going to come on live tomorrow. All right, I'm headed to this game. I'm going to miss the first half of the game, but that's okay. I like basketball more than baseball. Welcome to the group. Let's rock and roll. TaiLopez.com/300live.
And cut.